Have you ever wondered how the needlepoint cushions at Trinity came to be? Listen, and I will tell the story. Harriet Holland Ivers was a charter member of our church. She was an avid artist, also a skilled organizer. She watched our sanctuary take shape in 1963 and 1964. By the 1970s, she had decided on a way to make it even more beautiful. These are her words. Throughout the history of religion, it has been traditional to use needlework of various kinds, tapestries, needlepoint embroideries, and so on, to represent the symbols of the church in an ornamental and useful manner. We want our church to rank with other beautiful churches. We are proposing to make needlepoint cushions to go around the communion rail. This project is a very large undertaking, and hopefully only the beginning of an even larger permanent project, which would include other types of needlework for other church needs. The needlepoint cushions would depict symbols which pertain to Trinity Church and be harmonious to the present design of the church sanctuary. Estimates are they would last 100 to 200 years. We hope this will be another means of church involvement. Church involvement. I grew up at Trinity, but as a heedless youth during the mid-1970s, was completely unaware that Harriet Ivers assembled a needlework guild comprising 28 ladies, and that these ladies worked for 3 years to bring us our needlepoint cushions. I guess I thought the cushions just miraculously appeared. Some years after Harriet's time, in 2017, I was appointed history chairman of Trinity. Part of my domain is a walk-in closet, conveniently located in the classroom where I teach adult Sunday school. If you can't find me, I'm in the history closet. In this closet are boxes of old records. In going through them, I found treasure. 3 cardboard boxes containing various artifacts of Harriet's Needlework Guild. Though she certainly wouldn't have called it her guild, it was Trinity's, or, if you like, God's. Over the next 2 or 3 years, I consolidated the material into one box, and along the way I thought, why not tell this story? Why not share this beauty and dedication? Not that there was a hierarchy, but Harriet's second in command was Dorothy Ann Kahn. Dorothy Ann was an accomplished artist, both with paint and needle. Her job was to gather the images settled on by the guild and make them into watercolors, which were then transferred to canvas for the ladies to stitch. And she did her share of stitching. Here we see one of her watercolors and her very own embroidery kit, needle-pointed of course, and containing her thimble, needle, and some very sharp scissors from Spain. Her daughters loaned me this kit. I want you to know another very special lady of the Needlework Guild. Born in 1918 in Chicago, Illinois, Helen Dutton was brought to Beaumont as a little girl. Her family lived in Amelia. In 1929, when she was 11, Helen rescued her 2 younger sisters and toddler brother from a kitchen fire that killed their mother. 2 years later, their father died. Raised on Laurel Street during the Great Depression by an uncle and aunt, Helen graduated from Beaumont High in 1936. We don't know if she attended the newly named Lamar College. She married at 22 to a Mr. Landrum, then married Travis Brooks in 1968. Helen and Travis were members of Trinity. Invited into the creative ministry of Trinity's Needlework Guild in the mid-1970s, she went to work with needle, canvas, and wool yarn to make our wedding kneeler cushion. She died in 1992. Helen is remembered as beautiful, soft-spoken, and personable. Helen, the kind of name that's serious, simple, and true. The wedding cushion is stored in the sacristy to be brought out as needed. As you see, the wedding cushion is white and gold, in contrast to the altar rail cushions of red and gold. If you're wondering about the symbol IHS, it's a monogram for Jesus, taken from Latin and Greek. I could explain that to you if I understood it well enough. I'm sure we can agree it's lovely, and I like to imagine Helen patiently stitching it with fond hopes for the young couples who would use it. Now we come to Phoebe's excellent adventure. Some of you will remember that around the year 2000, we remodeled the sanctuary, which involved a reconfiguration of the altar rails. Details are hazy in my mind, but I carried forward from that year an impression that one or more of the needlepoint cushions no longer fit, and so were stored away. In 2022, as I began piecing together the story of our Needlework Guild, this memory came back around, and I began to wonder, what if such a cushion could be found and put in the display case in the West Wing? That would be, as they say, quite something. And so, one day I found myself climbing these little-known stairs behind the stone wall. I climbed and I climbed, up one flight, then another, between the stone backdrop to our gold cross and the south wall. At the top of the stairs, a carefully unmarked door. I opened it and went through. Beyond the door, I found ranks and ranks of organ pipes. Having been warned to be very, very careful not to touch the pipes, I didn't. The next phase of my exploration was a small Alice in Wonderland door opening, through which I eased my venerable self. I had reached the secret room. And oh, the splendor of that secret room. The window, anyway. At the foot of this amazing glass stood various stored items, none too exciting, except against the outer wall, shrouded in heavy plastic, what just might be some cushions, which is exactly what they are, plain red velvet cushions. But wait, on top of the stack, a needlepoint cushion. Had it been calling me? No idea. But my trusty building manager companion, D. Harmon, secured it for me and carried it for me back through the tiny door, around the organ pipes, down 2 flights of stairs out of the sanctuary, and all the way to the West Wing. There, as I held my breath, he carefully unwrapped it. The stone tablets, the 10 Commandments. Dee and I were astonished at the beauty of this cushion. This cushion, from the hand of its creator, to the altar rail, to the secret room, 25 years. From the secret room to the West Wing history closet, 22 years. And now it rests in a display case for all to see. Resting on it, the watercolor of its image, painted by Dorothy Ann Kahn. And who, you may ask, stitched this beautiful cushion? Thanks to Harriet Ivor's careful notes, I discovered it was none other than Bernice Dickinson, charter member of Trinity, mother of Dave Dickinson, who, as it happens, was my husband's godfather. To say I was blown away is an understatement. Of course I wanted a photograph. This was not to be. Bernice's picture should have appeared in many a church directory over the years. Alas, it did not a single time. Just her and her husband's name and address. Nor could I find any photographic evidence of her anywhere else. But I've met her, so I know she was real. Finally, my sister Katie struck gold in the form of a drawing of Bernice, which appeared in the Beaumont Journal in 1927, on the occasion of the imminent marriage of the Belle of Port Arthur to a fine young man from Beaumont, Mr. William Dickinson. Oh, the stories our cushions could tell, the woman who visioned them, the research that was done, the careful preparation, the samplers each lady was required to stitch in order to limber up, not to mention qualify for the project, the happy hours, the pleasure of the work, the thrill of the day the cushions were finished and ready to grace our sanctuary. Please do visit them at the altar rails and their sister cushion in the West Wing.